Hola. So, day two, or whatever. We call that day two of the hostage situation at work. Um, Real quick, it's kind of a rant. It's been bothering me. Yesterday, yesterday was a great day. Went into work. I was super stoked. I was like, I get to work with the people that I absolutely love to work with. And then it happened. Um, there's a group of people, and it's a lady that she comes to the establishment I work at, and sometimes she comes with her girlfriends. Every so often, she comes with her husband and some friends of theirs, or however, maybe they're related. I don't know. Don't know, don't care. But she's one of those people that think they're entitled because they have money. First of all, Shania Twain, that don't impress me much. It really doesn't. I don't care what you have. What I care about is whether or not you're a good person. She's not a good person. And if somebody sees it and they want to show her, well, you know what, lady, you're not a good person. We got hit like a Mack truck yesterday, all at the same time. The patio that I was working on filled up quickly. And when I say quickly, we had like 4 tables of 6 come set. Boom, 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 boom. They just... And at the time, I was the only person out there, which I immediately got help because, that's the kind of crew I work with. However, this lady had to throw her eyes at me, had to throw her... Well, now mind you, she didn't come and sit with the original 4 that came and sat. Her and her husband, they just kind of, nonchalantly came in a little bit later and expected to be waited on just like that. And I was like, I'll be with you when I can get to you. There's other people that have been here before you. So as the night wore on, you could tell they were getting frustrated with me. And I was like, I'm frustrated with you. Because the first minute you sat down and I came to the table, you talked down your face at me. And you don't get to do that. I mean, I guess you did. But what did that get you? Because you got the same damn service you would have got, whether you'd have been nice or not. Because I can only move so fast. So it didn't do you any good to be a total jerk and condescending. Yes, you see me as a server or you see me as a bartender. Well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter what I do. You don't know why I'm doing it. You have no idea. But I bet I make better money than you do while you sit at home with your husband taking care of you. Good for you. Don't impress me much. It just doesn't. Like I said, at that same juncture, you don't get to just treat people like the shit on the bottom of your shoe. And I guess if that makes you feel okay, so be it. That's not how I work. I'm not oblivious to what's going on around me. And if I go into a place expecting to have to be waited on, and they're extremely busy, guess what I automatically know? I'm not the only one. It's going to take a while. Totally get it. And for me, it's just common gosh damn sense. It's common sense. I'm not any better than the person sitting next to me. I didn't raise my son that way. And people talk about how these kids are and how they are disrespectful and they're lazy and they don't do this and they don't do that. Who raised them? Who raised them? And whose fault is it when you see some kid acting like a complete moron? We've gotten kids in at the restaurant. And when I say kids, we're talking like middle school age. They come in groups, right, after school. They come in, they get French fries. There'll be 6 of them. They get 3 orders of fries. They get waters. They take salt shakers and empty them out. And they do all they are so disrespectful. And I had a group of them one time. And somebody else was waiting on them. And I went up to them, or I walked by and they were like, excuse me, ma'am. And I stepped back and was like, yes, we need our ticket. I mean, they were just rude. And I walked up to their server and I was like, I wish that one of their mothers would walk in here, because I would so slap them straight. It's your fault. It's her fault. It's their dad's fault. What are you teaching these people? That it's okay to talk to somebody any way you want and there's no repercussions? And I looked at that little girl and I said, I'll tell you what, if my son would have ever spoke to me like that, I'd have slapped him across the face. Yes, I would have. Yes, I would have. And you know what? He's 24 years old and he is one of the most polite, decent human beings I know. Because I chose to raise him with integrity, with morals, with ethics. Is he perfect? No. Am I perfect? Oh, far be it. But, man. Anywho, I got off on a total rant there. Because that's where it took me last night when that lady was so rude. I was like, good God. What do people think? What are you thinking? I had a kid that came in. I've waited on him a couple times, and when he comes in by himself. 1, 2. He has about 4 shots of tequila. He eats too, but, and when I say kid, he's over 21, but he's in his mid-20s maybe. And the last time he came in, and he goes, Susan, can I call you Susan? I said, well, absolutely. He said, thank you. And I said, well, you're welcome. And he goes, no. He said, you have no idea how many people I've ran into today that have just been absolutely mean to me. He goes, you're the first person. Look, and I'll get teary about it. And I got teary when he was talking to me. He said, you're the first person in the last couple of days, excuse me, in the last couple of days that have been nice to me. And if you don't think that something like that hits you like a ton of bricks, it did me. It affected me. It affected my heart. It affected how I look at this young man. It was sad. And I'm like, hate comes from hate, man. And I'm not saying that there's not outside influences and that you can't, give the best that you can to your kids. Nature versus nurture and the whole 9 yards. But they've got to have a good foundation before we start letting them out in the world. Give them morals, give them integrity. Let them know that just because they may have more than somebody else, that doesn't mean that they're better than them. Because we're not. At the end of the day, at the end of our life, none of what we have matters. None. The only thing that I'm taking with me that I bought on this earth are my tattoos. I can't take money with me. I can't take jewelry with me. I can't. My tattoos. That's what gets to go with me. And hopefully my morals and integrity. My ethics. And hopefully what I taught my son, when he has kids, he'll teach his too. Come on, man. The generations after us watch what we do. They watch, they absorb, they look, they listen, they know way more and hear way more than we'll ever even be able to fathom. Give them something. Give them some empathy. Because you know what? There's a lot of folks lacking empathy in this world right now. There's a lot of people that lack the ability to look at another human being and see them for who they are. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what social economic class you belong to. I don't care. I care about you being a good person and me being able to stand next to you wherever I'm at, whether I'm at a concert, whether I'm in a convenience store, whether you're serving me at a restaurant. What I care about is feeling safe standing next to you. What I care about is that my grandkids, my future grandkids, because I don't have any, I care about them. I care about what my nephews are facing. Come on. Stand up. Be heard. Tell your kids it is okay if somebody's different than you. Don't be that asshat. Which almost sounds like an oxymoron, because I'm asking and pleading with people to have a heart and be empathetic and, see somebody for who they are. And here I am calling people asshats. But that's what your actions have shown me. And not on one occasion. Not on 2 occasions. I could put them on about 10 different occasions that I've dealt with this one particular person. And she doesn't stand alone. You know, for people like me, with my bipolar and my depression and my anxiety, it's people like that that make everyday living hard as hell. Because this happened almost 24 hours ago, and I'm still sitting here mad as hell. My feelers are hurt. They really are. And how do you make them not hurt? Somebody told me, well, you just let it go. My mind doesn't work that way. It will tumble it and pull it and stretch it and tumble it some more. That interaction last night is now woven into who I am. All because she couldn't find the decency to speak to me like I was a human being. I'm like, I'm your server, I'm not your servant. There's a huge difference. So, man, we gotta stand up. We gotta show up. That's our job. It's our job to teach our kids and the generations behind us to be a decent human. Man, look out for your brother, your sister. Look out for them. You know what? She didn't know if I was having a good day, bad day, or otherwise. And furthermore, didn't care. And I think that's what grinds my gears more than anything, because I'm like, you have no idea. And being a survivor of it, she doesn't know. That could have pushed somebody right on over the edge. Just think about it. Just think about it. Be a good person. Teach your kids and your grandkids and your coworkers. Be a good person. Just be a good person. We all have to share this earth, and we all have our problems, and none of us are without. So I just beg you to be a good person. So with that, I gotta get ready and go to work. But yeah, made it through 24. Let's go to the next 24 coming up. Have a good night.